Hear me now. Third my Lord. Third my Lord. Victory in a sight. Watch the green flag unfold. Third my Lord. Third my Lord. From the street to the polling booth, we run the road. From 2016 we start the wave. 2020 we lock the brave. Now 2025 history safe. Labor right a lead man, Jamaica rave. School build up, road 6 neat. Water in a pipe, food on the seat. Jobs a flow, youth get the beat. September 3 at the final feet.
Mr. Progress can't stall. JLP with the on the ball. From the ghetto to the mall. And the Holness stand tall.
Third my Lord. Third my Lord. Victory in a sight, watch the green flag unfold. Third my Lord. Third my Lord. From the street to the polling booth, we run the road. Infrastructure like me said, the train line blaze. Future set, bright new day. Tourism up, the economy raise. Jamaica shine bright in a world them days. Man a work hard, woman a strive. Better life make the whole place thrive. Opposition can't match the drive. On September 3, history alive. Who run the road? William alright.
Who will win the race?
William alright.
Super ready.
Load it right. September 3, green light. Third my Lord. Third my Lord. Victory in the sight, watch the green flag unfold. Third my Lord. Third my Lord. On the street to the polling booth, on the road. Load the wind, load the green. 2025 the biggest scene. From town to country, everybody seen. Labor right clean, keep the machine tight. Third my Lord. Third my Lord. Third my Lord. Third my Lord.
Alright, so we just did one play on the back end, make gonna load up the live. So like up the live, guys. Them thing they help the live. See, so I give the live some like thumbs up and them thing that help the live to stay afloat, no people. Help to promote the live as well. Now, I know you guys can see the thumbnail. And I ended the live because some persons was saying that they are hearing, some was saying they're not. See? So that is why I end the live. I know you guys can see the thumbnail, and for many moons now we have been saying that the media is working in the interest of the PNP. See? Now, yesterday I came across an article from the Observer. In that article, it is the thumbnail and this, so you guys will see it. In that article, it says, and this was a Gleaner article, my people, it says, as Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness and opposition leader Mark Golding comes face to face tonight in the leadership debate, issues around constitutional reform, the fight against corruption, and FinZac are among several questions being posted. Now, of course, they are pre-question prepared by the Jamaica Debates Commission. Now, how did Gleaner get those questions to be talking about them beforehand? And are we not told that some of the questions are asked live while they're on here? Because let me tell you something. All of the questions that was asked last night, every single one of them, even the ones that they claim came from persons on social media, all of them was geared and skewed to help Mark Golding. That did not help him last night. Mark Golding still was not capable to stand shoulder to shoulder with our Prime Minister. When you get me to 70 thumbs up now, man, we ask for 70 thumbs up per live, my people. So when you hit the 3 dots in the right hand corner of the screen, hit the thumbs up button, do subscribe if you're here for the first time. See? or double tap the phone screen to give the live a like. And for persons who keep on complaining that I do not shout them out, if you're not watching live and you do not comment while I'm live, I do not see. Well, if you're watching and you do not comment while I'm live, I can't see you. See? So you have to comment so me can see you, and then you will get a shout out. Right? So, I want to take you back to a clip of Tyrone, because a lot of lies was spoken last night. Let's say that. Mark Golding tell a lot of lies, and blatantly as well. And I will deal with Dean Jackson Miller separately with that question that you posed last night, purposely to try and skew or try to throw off the Prime Minister. Dean Jackson Miller did that last night. Typical comrade behavior. Giovanni Dennis, however, I believe was balanced. We're going to listen to a clip of Tyrone from a year ago. Now, we all know Tyrone and Nationwide. Tyrone tried to stay out of certain things, but, you know, he will speak his mind when he's ready. So we're going to listen to Tyrone, and then we're going to go through Cliff Hughes and others' breakdown of the debate last night. And, you know, we'll go from there. Also, before we get to Tyrone, let me just tell you guys that Proving Wealth, Rerum, and DGMB. So DGMB, Deering, Bunting and Golding, was among 10 of the only profit-making companies in Jamaica in the 90s. Only 10. When you hear me say to DGMB, Deering, Bunting and Golding, was one of the only 10 companies in Jamaica that profited in Jamaica in the 90s. Every other Jamaican business suffer. Every other Jamaican suffer. You hear me I tell you? So, I will listen to Tyrone. And this is an absolute fact, but my people.
You know, I want to say to Mark Golding, the PNP president, that he ought not to confuse movement with progress. I came of age during that 18 years under the PNP, you know, and I wouldn't describe it as progress or progressive. As a young journalist for several of those years, I wrote so many stories about corruption. There are so many scandals. Yes, and so for some of those elections, many of us perhaps don't want.
And yes, for the person that just asked the question, I saw Dean Jackson Miller body language when she was to take the picture with the Prime Minister last night. And I'm going to deal with the big calf woman there separately. If you're a cockroach.
To admit it, but I don't know how to describe some of those elections as free and fair either. Yeah? So this argument about progressive under the 18 years, don't confuse movement with progress. You may have not stood still, but it wasn't progress. When one considers the financial sector collapse, it was FinSac. Corruption, lurching from crisis to scandal. No, Mr. Golding, we're not allowing you to get away with that bit of revisionist history. It wasn't 18 years of progress. It wasn't at all. And it would do you well if you are offering up yourself as the Prime Minister in waiting, that you at least can be fair with your assessment of your party's 18 years. You should have accomplished way more. Way more than what was accomplished should have been accomplished by the PNP. 18 years unbroken in government. And Jamaica's economy didn't do well at all. We had to run with it. I would never accuse or describe as a lessening good governance those 18 years under the People's National Party. I would never suggest that. It is not a lessening good governance. So quite frankly, I'm bewildered by.
So what happened last night, my people? PNPs, what you call them now? Their minions and their surrogates came down last night. But our Prime Minister stood in. He started out a bit shaky, because he was trying to be prime ministerial while Mark Golding chose to go down in a gutter. Now, let me just start by asking this question. Now, since the year 2000 or thereabouts, 2001, 2, 3 or thereabouts, we have updated our birth certificate, how they look. And if you turn up with the older one at any government agency, they will instruct you to go and update it to the newer one. I know because this happened to me. 2008, I went to Jamaica. I believe my passport was expiring the same year, my Jamaican passport. I wanted to renew it while I was in Jamaica. I went with my father to the RDG office with my old white birth certificate. The members of me born 1919, Mark Golding born 1911. See, I went there with my white one, and they told me and my father that we had to upgrade it, and we had to upgrade it first, and then I could look after my passport. Now, the question must be asked. Mark Golding got his first Jamaican passport in 2012. Many years after we changed that system, and Mark Golding presented to us his old birth certificate. So why is it not updated, and who gave Mark Golding a passport without telling him or instructing him to go and upgrade it to the newer one? That because the older ones, they're obsolete. It's still a birth paper, but the government is not taking them really anymore. See, with that being said, somebody have some questions to answer. I personally believe that Mark Golding took us for fools. I believe that is somebody's birth certificate, because why is it that he refused to present it to the media? See, why can he not present it to the media for scrutiny? Last night he said he had a copy for Holness. Why didn't he give that copy to the media? So this morning, be in no doubt as to if he's a British national or he's a Jamaican, because nobody not really see what happened. Even the camera tried taking a close-up last night, and we still can't see nothing. See, with that being said, my people, Dean Jackson Miller, I believe, have something personal against our Prime Minister. Yes, the big calf woman, the tough heel back woman, she have some kind of vendetta against the Prime Minister. And you can't be such a PNP where you see all of the good things them. But here what happened? The PNP had decimated the middle classes in Jamaica in the 90s. And what came, was poverty for a lot of us. But guess what? People like Dean Jackson Miller, Emily Shields, and most of the people that work for TVJ and the RGR group, they have been the only ones that survive because PNP protected them. So they are sitting in the middle classes. Them now want me and you from down a bush to come back in the middle classes, can live like them. And that's them problem with Andrew Holness. Andrew Holness is a little poor boy. We work hard. People want to chastise him. See? Here Mark Golding telling lies again last night that the Prime Minister bought Finzak house. When the Prime Minister bought a house on the open market. Why is it that nobody is fact checking these things? Why is it that persons in Jamaica are running with false information? People must be sued every time something false comes if you sue somebody. See? Mark Golding did not answer several questions last night. The Prime Minister did answer all of the questions them. See? And the Prime Minister, in my estimation, won by a country mile. See? Yes, Mark Golding. Yes, Mark Golding, when he took out his birth certificate, that was make for good media, my people. See? That was make for good TV. Right? But what happened to the substance? When Mark Golding was asked to explain 3.5, that was not explained either. See? When Mark Golding was asked why he took so long to reduce his his dual nationality. That question was not answered. Did you guys get an answer from it? Big up on yourself, all 70 persons that gave me a thumbs up thus far. Seeing all 336 persons who is here, big up on yourself. Please subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber. So let's get into the Cliff Hughes and crew breakdown of what happened last night.
Edge, and I say edge because I think it was a close one.
I disagree with Cliff Hughes that it was a close one, by the way.
Yes, Golding gave a good account of himself, but he tended to weaken to a...
Let me just address this. Now, at the end of the program last night, Dean Jackson Miller, Giovanni, and several of the persons who were on the program last night stood on the stage to take pictures with the Prime Minister. And the behavior of Dean Jackson Miller is unbecoming. See, Dean Jackson Miller is one big load of dog Didi. And she's un-Jamaican, just like Mark Golding. And by the way, let me just say this. I see persons saying that the Prime Minister said, being born in a Jamaica alone don't make you Jamaican. Yes, what he was saying to Mark Golding, by virtue of you being born in Jamaica, that's not the only thing that makes you Jamaican. That's what he's saying. You know, we are cultured people, you know, and Mark Golding don't behave in a manner as if he's Jamaican because of the stance that he's taking. He has purposely tried to discontinue things to move Jamaica along and to move the Jamaican people forward. Seeing things like the getting rid of the king of head of state. Things like the states of emergency. Mark Golding actively work against things like those in Jamaica. See? So that was what the Prime Minister was saying. Being born in Jamaica does not make you, that's not the only identifier. See? Because there are persons born in England, you know, and there's persons born in other places in the world. But guess what? Those people still see you as where your parents come from. See? And that is an absolute fact. So we see Mark Golding as where his parents came from. See? And he still have not proved to us or proven to us that he was born in Jamaica, because me not see no proof. Me don't know what you see.
God's end, and I think Holness had his head in front after 90 minutes.
I'll allow the youngster to go first.
I'll say it was a showdown of showdowns. It was, I think it met the expectation.
Good morning to my beautiful mother-in-law and mommy. And big up everybody that is tuning in. Big up all 438 persons. When you get me to 100 thumbs up now at least, enough are we there, you know. Please subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber. See?
Tons of Jamaicans. It was the strongest of the debates, I think, that we saw in this 3-debate cycle. I think Mark Golding came out swinging at the start. He was strong and tough on the accusations of corruption against Andrew Holness, and that dominated much of the debate. But I think over time, he got frazzled. And I think over time, Andrew Holness strengthened. You know, particularly after some of the breaks, maybe some of his aides talked to him and reminded him that he needs to respond to some of these accusations, these corruption accusations. I think he got stronger as the debate progressed at Andrew Holness, because I think he had a slow and a little bit of a rough start. He wasn't making the best use of his time, and he had other issues. He was leaving many things on the table. That being said, I don't decide this debate on the corruption issue. I think it was pretty much a wash. Both men traded blows other in relations to integrity and accountability. I think on the...
So what really happened last night is that the Prime Minister turned up just wanting to debate on the facts. But obviously Mark Golding don't have no facts. So him went into, you know, being personal, disrespecting the Prime Minister wife. But I'm glad I know me a Prime Minister, you know. I'm glad I know me a Prime Minister, because when I don't tell him to go suck out on a Sanja last night, who know that cry shit me this man in Jamaica. When I don't diss him and tell him say Sanja ugly and fair and bullfrog. This morning, that fire me this morning. I've made the Prime Minister. That me I tell you.
Eras where we saw
I'm never shaking hand. So that get up and vex with me this morning.
Policy come up though on matters of constitutional proposals, tax policy, employment and skills training, standard of living and opportunities for persons living with disabilities. I was encouraged by the inclusion of so much policy in this debate, and I think on that Andrew Holness had the clearer message. So because he had the clearer message, I mean, I was a little disappointed because he underperformed in the sense that I'm used to the Andrew Holness that lays out the big bright vision for Jamaica, and we saw some of that in the closing speech. But I think he was clearer at least than Mark Golding on giving prescriptions for Jamaica on those policy issues and in talking some good about the achievements and the successes of his administration. So I give it to the Jamaica Labour Party. I give it to Andrew Holness on the matters of policy, not on this question of corruption and integrity.
Nadine.
I think he got laid out of the starting blocks on the matter of defending the Integrity Commission issues, and I think when he did, he did so solidly. I think it's difficult to defend when.
Listen, let me tell you something, and this happened last night. The Prime Minister is a Prime Minister that has character. He is a leader of the nation, so you have to behave in a certain manner. See? Mark Golding has nothing to lose. Mark Golding is a pariah. Mark Golding is a worm, a vermin, one big pink hog that my Prime Minister pot roast last night. See? Anyways, Andrew Holness have to carry himself in a certain manner, and that is what was holding him back, my people. But I wanted him to go down on Mark Golding's level last night because at that the Jamaican people they want to see Casa and passa, and that they did want to see, and then got a little bit of that. And that's why you see people like Emily Shields. Emily Shields is biased, you know, because she married to a white man too, so a white English man. So she's well on the side of Mark Golding. Nobody can tell me nothing else. See? But we know them things are. Anyway, we continue to listen to Cliff Hughes then.
Rules and your opponent is not. And I think he was trying to play by the rules at first, but Mr. Golding wasn't. He was bringing up everything that was in the public space, all the things that were proven and disproven. And I think that, you know, there's a point at which you have to decide whether you're going to defend yourself or not. And I think Andrew Holness has been playing the game of, I do not want to have anything to say about it, because I think eventually he came to the recognition that he had done, and he did so solidly. I agree that he really was clear on matters of policy. On the matter of constitutional reform, which is clear to my heart, Mr. Golding misrepresented this case.
What you have to understand is that the world is watching Jamaica, and the Prime Minister have to behave in a certain manner. Now, when the world watches Mark Golding and see just how lie and wicked he is, every liar is a thief, my people. See, I know one nine thief Rawi in a Finzak and became a billionaire. See, sweetheart deal, that was stealing, you know. See, that was giving a leg up on the Jamaican people, and there are still persons who are suffering today because of Mark Golding. People like Meshach Willis, see, because of what Mark Golding them do in the 1990s. See, so the Prime Minister have to conduct himself in a certain manner. Mark Golding does not have that, but he ain't gonna be our Prime Minister, so we don't have to really worry about him.
Exponentially. And I was bothered by it because I said to myself, if this is something that I know about and I as observer can sit and say, you are misrepresenting this matter, what other matters are you misrepresenting? Exactly. And so his credibility took a shot at that point, and I don't believe anything he said. So for me, in this particular matter for which I'm implicated and which I can say he is not telling the truth.
Let me tell you something, Jamaica. Would you feel glad say I never met Andrew Holness last night? Me I tell you no, cause me I left right in the podium and go turn up in a migla floor and me I say Mark Golding go laba juice out Sanja. Sanja fear one bullfrog. Sanja ugly. Me say a breed Sanja when Sanja 14. As soon as he called my wife name last night, it debate done. What me say? Uno feel glad.
He was not credible for me. Yeah. And so I found then his presentations more gimmickry Because if I know that you're just making up stories, then what you come up with after that, I don't trust you, and I don't know what is truth from what are lies.
We should tell our listeners you're a member.
I'm a member of the Constitutional Reform Committee, and it came up a lot. Some of the questions did not reflect the truth of the constitutional reform process, and it was not.
No, listen. This lady is a part of the Constitutional Reform Committee, and she's saying to us that Mark Golding was lying. See? There are PNP running this morning with Mark Golding lie saying Mark Golding win. Mark Golding won last night. He wind in a big baggy with dirty. When you have to cratch out in batty hole for and wash it. See? That he win. Win in a baggy last night. Our Prime Minister deal with him.
It was painful for me to sit down and listen to that part of the discourse, which some of it was just a misstatement of the fact. And I think the Prime Minister tried to clarify, but I don't know if Jamaicans understand that some of those questions misrepresented the issues.
Professor Blake.
Yes, what a match. I thought that it was a ding dong kind of battle. I think Golding certainly came out to fight. He came out with the dog in him, and you saw that coming out real quick. I think
guys, there's 500 and other of us, so don't get me to 200 thumbs up, please. Hit the 3 dots in the right hand corner of the screen, hit the thumbs up button, and do subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber. See? Big up on yourself, all 502 persons who is here.
the Prime Minister started off slowly, was trying to be prime ministerial, trying to be conservative. And I think he really made a gaffe with the integrity thing. It came up early and he should have really counterpunched. He didn't. He missed.
What I did not like is that I'm telling you, Jamaican people love Casa. Even in this, it should have been said from the gate that Mark Golding is wrong to keep calling the Prime Minister's wife name. That is wrong. You know? By him calling the Prime Minister's wife name, he had made the thing personal, my people. See? So it is something personal that Mark Golding has against Andrew Holness and his wife. It is not anything about politics. Because that wasn't about politics when he done that. What is wrong with Andrew Holness and his wife and his family gaining wealth? What is wrong with Mark Golding and his family gaining wealth? It was proven by government official that Mark Golding gained his wealth. Not naturally. See, it has not been proven that Andrew Holness did anything illegal to gain his wealth. It has not. But it is in a report by government agencies. And when that report came out, it was PNP in government. When the contractor general said that Mark Golding got sweetheart deal. See? It was them in government. Right? So why is Mark Golding making it personal, something personal between him and the Prime Minister and calling up the man wife name? What is wrong with you as a normal Jamaican and your woman or your man where you live with making something of yourself and gaining wealth? Why not make Mark Golding make that seems as if that is something wrong? Only now want to come out and get up. So then why point? Andrew Holness born a ghetto, Juliet born a ghetto, then go to school and take them book and then make something of themselves and make something better for their family. Mark Golding born with wealth. So through him born with wealth, him fi have it. But through Andrew Holness not born with it, a thiefy. What can go so? Somebody tell me.
To do that. But as the debate wore on, he really took on that question and he really responded well. I had a kind of a scorecard. I thought issues around trust came up. And for me, the Prime Minister won the trust issue. I saw a lot of flip-flopping from Golding. A very important issue that came about press freedom and nationwide allegation about that was there. I thought that Andrew did very well on that question.
Also, it was a bold-faced lie last night. And I must chide Giovanni Dennis for not getting the facts last night. It is the PNP that objected to journalists being on the panel at the debates. The JLP have not objected to not even one single person that they don't want, apparently. That is what Giovanni was asking last night. And Andy and Jackson Miller. See? The JLP have not have not, and I repeat, have not, said that they will not go on the program if there's a certain journalist on there. They did not say that. It was the PNP. So I don't understand why they are trying to lump in both parties. You know? Hold on, my people, your phone lock. Mute me.
Constitutional reform, as Professor Spence spoke of, I thought the Prime Minister won there, with crime he won there. The question about Jamaican-ness and Golden's connection is Jamaican, kind of identity. I thought, Golden had a good kind of response to that by walking with his clearly certificate. That was, I thought that was a
moment.
Brilliant.
That was a brilliant moment. But to show the cerebral nature of the Prime Minister, he came back. He said that, you're Jamaican, it's not just about your birth, but about the choices that you make.
Yes.
So I thought that was a brilliant comeback by the Prime Minister. So, again, crime, he won there, the integrity thing. So I think overall, the Prime Minister was more solid in terms of the polished prescriptions. He had a record to stand on, and he also...
So if you like done PNP them, I say I put on Facebook, say, Andrew Holness say, being born in a Jamaica don't make you Jamaican. So more fries, man.
Laid out what is to come. On the economy, the question is still left unanswered by the People's National Party about how are you going to fund this 3.5 and the other things that they have. So overall, I would say that the debate was won by the Prime Minister, but Golden really did all his own and he came out to fight tonight.
Yes. Rashawn.
Yeah, this is an idiot and now they have English.
So for me, this was a very...
And by the way, this is a fake English accent, by the way, my people. So I don't know where they get this one from either. He's putting it on,
high quality debate. Both men came fighting. They were duking it out from the start until the very end. I thought the Prime Minister, Dr. Andrew Holness, started slowly, but he found his footing as the debate went along. Golding started stronger. He had ebbs and flows, but he found back his footing as well, somewhere in the middle.
Something we must address before we go any further with this. Me hear Mark Golding say something last night. Say, under Andrew Holness 9 years, more Jamaicans dead than under any previous government. Now you want a wicked man than that, my people. At 19 years, PNP doing a government, And almost all of the 19 years, there 1,000 people dead, See? And over the last 3 years, the Jamaica Labour Party have been chipping away at murders. There was a time in Jamaica where people afraid. People are afraid to buy one new car. People afraid to put on one look extension on their house because they're afraid people kill them in a Jamaica, because people bad mind, Andrew Holness come now and build back in middle classes, and I try to rise everybody to your occasion now, so you can have your own things, And them create job for everybody so you can have one thing so you don't have to see nobody and bad mind for them things. Bad mind is created by PNP in a Jamaica, There's a time when people afraid to do things because people say, yo, people got bad mind them. People not even want to talk what them are going to do in their country because people got bad mind them. PNP bring bad mind in a Jamaica,
Hammering home until the debate ended. I think from the standpoint of effective political communication and messaging, it is clear that the issue and the questions around the PM's integrity and his financial declarations, that dominated. And I think that is the sort of key issue most Jamaicans will remember when they reflect on this debate. What's the one thing that stood out the most? And for me, I thought that was...
Don't tell me if the Prime Minister integrity report stick out for last night. I want you to tell me in the comment section. Almost 500 that we left by now. I want you to tell me in the comment section. I'm going to read them out. So don't tell me. Won't remember from last night. The Prime Minister integrity play a big role in what they remember. Because to me just dismiss it right away as a lie because me know say a lie because I gone through report. We go through the whole habaloo. There's no investigation into the Prime Minister. As a matter of fact, there was a news article mere a month ago or so where Cliff Hughes them break the news said the Integrity Commission closed the case into the Prime Minister from last year and then keep it quiet, they not say nothing. Because the Prime Minister take them a court, then take them time and push out, he say, then close the case into the Prime Minister. And they did not find anything. See? So that not stand out for me because we know. So me don't know where this brother come from. With a fake British accent. That is not a British accent. Me don't know, I put it on my paper. I make it me speak proper English. Like an Englishman. Like when me speak English, me sound white even. See? So me can't tell you no. I am me grew up.
The question, but that was the questions around the Prime Minister's integrity. There were lots of other high points, including that moment when the opposition leader, Mark Golding, took out his birth certificate to sort of put to bed the questions around, where he was born, etc. I thought that was a bit of a master stroke. It was well on television, and I think that will likely be one of the sort of viral moments from this debate. I think it will be captured. It would have been captured by lots of people by their mobile phones taking pictures, etc. I think that moment is going to be circulated quite a bit. So I do think that was,
It was a bit of really see that circulate people, honest to God. Because I don't go on my bed until probably 7 o'clock this morning. See? So anybody don't know, I am currently in the UK, my people, and I stayed up all night to watch the happenings, and I was on social media the whole time afterwards. See? Theatrics don't win debate, exactly, Keisha. See? Truth and factual. You know what we want to see? We must ask for this at the next election. Whenever there's going to be a debate, we must have a whole desk dedicated to fact checking, and if something come up to be a lie, then we'll go back to them and ask them to clarify. Plain and simple as that.
It pointed a master stroke from Golding, and he was able to sort of put that issue to bed in the way Prime Minister Holness, by contrast, just simply was unable to put to rest the questions around his integrity. On policy, Holness was strong, probably as expected, but Golding did a commendable job, I would say, in terms of, making the case for his party and what Jamaica could potentially see with a Golding government. On balance, I think it was close, but I think Mark Golding won this debate.
Rashawn Thompson. Ricardo Brooks.
Yeah.
Rashawn Thompson is obviously mentally disabled, my people. Also we hear Mark Golding I say, no, we have to listen to them, Make them say everybody have their opinion, Marcia. We have to listen to them. But listen, we are not stupid people, and we can pick sense out of nonsense. Right? Mark Golding also say that GDP will come down to 60%. Not true. We are scheduled to go down to 65%. So that extra room where Mark Golding I say I have extra spending, it is not available. So if you don't want to buy pussy in a bag, that's a food business.
I think it was good. I think it was really good. I think Mark Golding had his moment in the sun. I think people who were wondering whether he could rise to the occasion in the big moment, I think he did that. I think the birth certificate moment was the viral moment of the night. The matter of the Prime Minister and, as Rashawn put it, putting to bed the matters related to integrity, I'm of two minds on it, because you could see.
I'm going to tell you something I noticed last night. Andrew Holness said to Mark Golding, where is your businesses? Where is your home? Why you not have no Jamaica and that fly over everybody's head? Nobody not see that because they're too busy at trying to tear down Andrew Holness. Well, look, See that? Andrew Holness will look like Dean Jackson Miller. Andrew Holness will look like Giovanni Dennis. Andrew Holness will look like Musa We want to tear him down because he gain look wealth. Because he work hard and achieve great things. A phone pick me, A phone look a black son on labor on mama, Down in Jamaica on PNP mama, A phone look a pitney with man and I get a phone look a son. Andrew Holness that to not look for On pitney can't be Mark Golding. It can't be. Mark Golding don't like black people and he don't like Jamaican people. I want to try and learn that.
As the debate wore on, that he was struggling as to what was the best way to respond. He started out as everybody has said, pretty calm, measured in terms of responding to it. And then when he realized that Mark Golding was not going to stop hammering at him.
And my way, tall P. Now where me I put my ducks them in a row and I'll be returning shortly. And I am only in England. Me tell you tall P all I PNP them. And someone me know no come from Westmoreland. And there I listen to me cause a Westmoreland me hear all I know I say, why if Jamaica so nice, why you not come home? I am on my way and making preparation. You know why? Because I don't want to come to Jamaica and work for people like Mark Golding. See? I mean, I come down there and work for nobody. I come work for myself. So I put my duck in a row. So when I come, I own a boss. And I can employ uno. I don't pick any of them. And that I do. And when the time is right, I will and I shall return.
He really came back forcefully. At points, he seemed angry. But reasonable people would say that was righteous indignation. This is somebody, a human being. We sometimes forget. Yes, he's the prime minister, but a human being was taken blows now for more than a year, right, on this matter. And then tonight, which I think was really unworthy of Mr. Golding, he then included the prime minister's wife in the line of attack. And I think that was unworthy. I agree that it was close. I'm going to go with the prime minister, and I'm going to go with him because he, I think, had the higher burden of balancing the attacks and defending a record and putting forward a vision. Those three balls were being juggled through the 90 minutes. At the end of the 90 minutes, I don't think he dropped any of them sufficient for me to say the incumbent lost. But it must be said, Mr. Golding had his moment in the sun. Whether it is enough, it is now for the Jamaican people to decide. But he certainly came across as capable enough to walk into Jamaica House.
Yes, and I will agree with that. I think the views are accurate in summarizing what took place over the last 90 minutes. As I said, at the start, Golding came out of the blocks. Yes, first, setting the pace. Yeah, and the trajectory of the evening. And he demonstrated that he could stand on the same stage with Prime Minister Andrew Holness and go toe-to-toe with him. Yes, the Prime Minister's own experience in government.
Again, I disagree with Cliff Hughes, and I will say on policy, Mark Golding cannot go toe-to-toe with the Prime Minister. See? Cannot. Mark Golding did not dole out any policy last night that even come close to matching one of Andrew Holness. Also, Mark Golding, any of Mark Golding previous governments, seeing whether from Norman Manley come right up, none of his previous prime minister can match up to the achievement of Andrew Holness government. So, therefore, I disagree with Cliff Hughes on that. You know?
Governance and command of policy came through at the end. That closing argument, he simply restated the strongest suit he has going into September 3. Performance versus promise. And he delivered that well. For the voter at home who is still undecided, I suspect they may want to feel that in Holness, they can still bank on him. There are some issues, I agree. I don't think he dealt with the integrity issues strongly enough early.
I don't think Andrew Holness had enough time to deal with the integrity issue. You can't deal with the integrity issue in a 1 minute and 24 seconds. It's just not possible, or 1 minute and 44 seconds. It is just not possible, my people. See?
Enough, decisively enough. Yes, that still remains unsettled, as Rashawn says. While on the policy side of the balance sheet, he did well. He did very well.
Yeah, and you know, the frosty end that, you know, sort of shrugged from the Prime Minister after the handshake, it didn't end well.
I would have refused outright last night, may I tell you no. Who know that wake up this morning and bex with me and say, oh, I'm not a prime minister, I'm not a sportsman. May I refuse to shake Mark Golding deedy hand them when you scratch out in batty hole.
It ended with both of them, the open contempt that they have for each other laid bare. That's how it ended. And I think ultimately, I don't know if that's good for the democracy, because the tribalists, those who are in the green camp and the orange camp, that will be the lasting memory. And it says how very, very passionately divided we are going into next Wednesday as a people.
But some of those attacks were personal.
Yeah, as I said, I think the wife thing was
more personal, and so I think that those who lead, and this was a leadership debate, even as you navigate issues in the public space, you have to think about the impact that this is going, the lasting impact on the democracy.
That tells you that Mark Golding has no integrity. Mark Golding is less than a man. Matter of fact, Mark Golding look like one of a big 1,000-gallon rhino jump them. If you want pink hug, you know say saying no neck. You say ugly. If you are Zulu. Anybody would not like that, you kiss me ass. Me defend my black prime minister. We are Jamaican, we born in Jamaica and grew up in a struggle like me. Me not defend no rich white man when I know nothing about my struggle. Go from me. I feel people they stress we out and slave we out. And some of our old slaves see me run back at him now. Move for me tapping one on the face. Move up.
Do we win at all cost? What is sacred? What is sacred? What don't we touch? What don't we pull into the fight? And I've seen other political debates where people discuss the issues and never quarreled with each other. And so when the time came for the debate to end, in true sportsmanship style, they went across and they could shake each other's hand, and you could see that.
If you want Dundus Zulu that night, Dundus Zulu.
Really did that.
This didn't happen, and the way it happened, we knew that they didn't want to. So I think it was obvious that this is a brutal one. This was a brutal one.
Bad-tempered debate.
Yeah.
Ronaldinho.
I think the way that ending handshake happened actually reflects kind of the difference in the dynamics for how these two.
I like the look of you there. So he's very educated. I really like him. No have to see more of him pan nationwide. So big up the look of you. I don't know where name, but big him up. I listened to him last night. He sound really educated. And really dear for a young man.
Men view the integrity issue as either playing into or not the campaign and the election process. Because I think what happened at the end is Mark Golding took more steps. So Mark Golding walked closer to Andrew Holness. Andrew Holness barely moved from his lectern. Mark Golding outstretched his hand. Andrew Holness shook his hand. Mark Golding whispered something to Andrew Holness that it's not clear to us. Maybe it's clear to those who can read lips.
But the shrug he gave.
But then the shrug came from Andrew Holness in response to whatever Mark Golding said. He gave a shrug to Mark Golding, and then he gave a shrug to the audience as Mark Golding smiled and walked away. I think maybe for Mark Golding.
You know what irritated me last night? Andrew Holness, I said the leader of the opposition. And Mark Golding, I said, Andrew. Hey, me say, I don't even know you, or me take them things are personal. See it?
This might be more of a tool. So Andrew Holness called it a weapon, said that Mark Golding is using weaponized lies. And, it's definitely a sticking point that Mark Golding gets to hammer home and win some electoral points with. But for Andrew Holness, perhaps this is like Dr. Spence said, far more personal, and is an attack on his character, his personal character, and that's of his wife. And so maybe we saw the difference in those different attitudes come out at the end.
It's not the first we've seen it though. We've seen this in Parliament, where Mark Golding seeking to rattle the Prime Minister when he thought he was on a good trajectory. He brought up the matter of his wife and sought to destabilize him. He succeeded in Parliament. Tonight, the Prime Minister called him out on it. I don't know if we saw that. So I think Mark Golding is throwing this campaign, the kitchen and the cabinet.
It's do or die.
He's throwing everything at it.
It's do or
so
die
there are
now.
no rules, there are no rules. He's bringing the prime minister's wife, his children, everything into it. And the prime minister probably...
I hope Jamaican people they know say if a Mark Golding can behave careless and workless and have no discipline and no decorum, I don't expect no better from him should he be prime minister. And the powers that be in the world not no respect people like that. I'm telling you from now. And Mark Golding, because I lack of respect for anybody but himself, people in the world now go and work with him. And it is us, Jamaicans, that will suffer for it financially. I remember something telling you.
I think having more of a knowledge of Jamaican political culture and how political leaders perform, he knows that the typical Jamaican politician doesn't bring all of that into the public.
There's something else I want to introduce here in terms of the structure and the rules of the debate. Yeah, because the PNP debaters, were better at flouting the rules. Coming back to counterattack. The government side was very reluctant to do so, including the Prime Minister for the first half of
the rules held him back in the first part, and I think it's after he recognized that the opposition leader wasn't paying any attention to the rules. I think he began to say, okay, well, I'm going to do what you're doing now.
Right. And I'm going to ask the debater among us, Mr. Brooks.
No, Ronaldinho is also a debater.
Oh, Ronaldinho too. Shouldn't we have a moment, a period, when you go at it free? Just go at it.
And that's interesting because in the United States, that's how they do it. In the United States, you have segments devoted to particular issues. So if it's integrity, then you have a 10-minute.
I want to say this to you now at this juncture. Edward Seaga have more claim to being Jamaican than Mark Golding. Reason why Edward Seaga mother and father are Jamaican. He was just unfortunate enough born in the United States. See, me say Mark Golding born in Jamaica, but his immediate mother and father, who are Caucasian, were British national. That is the side that he took, and we know that because he only gained a Jamaican passport after traveling for many years to and from back and forth. He would have renewed those passports many times over, those United Kingdom passport many times over and over. And he only gained a Jamaican passport when he got into government and he needed a diplomatic one. See? So let me just tell you now. That tells me that Mark Golding have no allegiance to Jamaica. Let me tell you now. I have a British passport. And every single time my Jamaican passport is coming to an end, me feel like me are dead. Me have to renew it. Me can't renew it. Me not feel good. It stress me out. See, that is how much of a patriot I am. And my Jamaican identity is golden to me. And your Holness is your little son. Where you struggle and raise in a Jamaica. And your Holness is your little nephew. Or your little brother. Or your uncle. Who is Mark Golding? See? When come from? Or who him? Who never seen brother and sister them yet? We never see none other family member them yet. He hardly Cassandra anywhere where him go. And yet he come and disrespect and a chastise the Prime Minister who is a Jamaican. We don't know where him come from. Me still not see nothing about no bird paper yet, Me see my show piece of paper, me not see where the penny. Say if uno want make that chick that a phone no business. But me not see what the penny. Me still need to see it presented to the media close up. So me can see what Mark penny. Me want to see that same way. Me don't know about it.
Issues. So if it's integrity, then you have a 10-minute stretch where they go back and forth on the issue. I've always said that our format is a bit controlled and it's very sanitized and it really keeps them in a box. But it is what it is and it's what they agreed to. So I don't think it makes sense complaining about the format.
If I might,
but to make it better, this is something we can consider.
I think we can quarrel over the format.
Remember, so them blacklist me. So
man. And let
me just say it. Let me just take the victory lap. Weren't there, not on the stage, but we name call multiple times. Let me just big nationwide. Let me just say that.
I was going to say, Cliff, that the other thing I found was that I won't say the name of the journalist, but one of the journalists there asked some questions that were not appropriately asked. Exactly. You cannot begin by saying to someone,
Diane Jackson Miller, let's call her out. Let's call out the big hog hoof girl there. When name Diane Jackson. Yeah, I mean, I like him, you know. In all of them, me elder to me. I mean, really like disrespect me elder them, you know. But I tell you, I don't like Diane Jackson Miller, not even 1 ounce. I don't like the girl there. The girl there is not a patriot. See? And every single time I say Diane Jackson Miller up me big thinking gob is something to either chastise the government or to make the Prime Minister look bad. Look for what the Prime Minister do for we. Diane Jackson Miller was here, you know. She was around in the 18 years when PNP decimated and desecrated our country. Eh? So why Diane Jackson Miller act like she blind to it? Eh? I don't like her. I'm telling you from now. So anyone who can share it, go tell him to, because Diane Jackson Miller now mind me. I mean, I like him. Oh.
But you are antagonistic to some. Are you what is the point of that question in terms of beginning from that position? Are you there to query? Am I antagonistic? Explain why you are. Are you telling me that I'm antagonistic and telling me that as a result of my antagonism, I have led to whatever, not press freedom or I found some of the questions uncomfortable and they too led into the tension of the debate. I found as well that even for me, who was involved in the constitutional reform process, one of the questions asked by one of the reporters was wrong. The factual base
about
of
the fixed election.
Yes, was wrong. And even if it is.
So who asked them the question if they ask the people them? Eh? Good morning to my beautiful wife. Good morning, baby. See, if I did you, Bucky Master, this last night, when me take off my jaws onto the wrong side and start the tracing this morning, I'll know they can't take me off the stage. The police would have to lock me up last night when me done with Mark Golding. Oh.
That at a point in our history, a political party put forward that they were going to change election date. As journalists, you should be able to say to them, Mr. Prime Minister, you can't do that, or Constitution doesn't allow that. You can't make that promise. You can't then feed into that question and then expect a response that has any kind of structure.
But the Prime Minister was strong.
He was strong in his
response.
but I just found the question.
Anybody notice last night that Diane Jackson Miller follow-up questions keep going to the Prime Minister and not Mark Golding? Anybody notice that? Me say, me never see a woman when me hate, so yet me hope lightning strike him.
To be fault.
Yeah. Let me hear Rashawn Thompson.
Okay.
I'll come to you next.
Yes, thanks.
Sure.
Thank you, Carter. I'd just like to pick up on a couple of points. First, the Prime Minister's disposition at the end of the debate and that shrug. I thought those were tests, to be honest. At the end of the debate, I feel he felt and came across as a bit unsure, and he wasn't certain where he'd landed.
All right, Father, that night, me left him because they will start say, me a labor right and me a cusser. We left her alone for you. And by the way, I am not in any official capacity speaking on behalf of the Jamaica Labour Party. This is my program and it is run independently of the Jamaica Labour Party. So me, as a Jamaican citizen, I cuss big, ugly Diane Jackson Miller if you want cockroach.
By contrast, Golding appeared much more convincing, much more sure-footed, and was willing and actually went across to embrace the Prime Minister, whilst he was seeming quite reluctant and, as I say, uncertain, not only about that moment and how to deal with it, but his overall performance. And I think that's another, indication of a Prime Minister who was unsure of his performance on the night. He was rattled by an opposition leader in Golding who was able to keep consistently so a narrative, threading throughout the whole debate, which he just simply did not want. And to that extent, I thought Golding was way more effective than Holness. On the point of what is fair game in politics and political debate,
Once is tonight, we'll play.
We skip that the idiot there, but where I want to get him from? What kind of English that? Eh? Shut up, bruv, you dickhead, bruv.
Very well. To the PNP base, from Mark Golding, but not to the uncommitted, who are not interested in red meat. They are looking like the more rational voter, who is going to get the job done for me to make my personal well-being that much better. And I think that is where Holness had a clear edge tonight. Clear edge.
I agree. I think, we have already established that on the matter of policy, he was strong. On the matter of siphoning out of vision, he was strong. And clearly stating what his achievements, what his government's achievements was. He was strong on that. And he communicated that confidently in fact, when you look at how he communicated, that was where he felt more comfortable. When he got to speak of the work of the government, when he got to speak of the policy, when he got to speak of the direction the government was going, he was most confident. So I think that he communicated. It was easy to see on the screen that he was very comfortable when it came on to talking about matters of which most Jamaicans are concerned with.
Rashon, follow up, please. I think the prime. Now that I'm reflecting on it, I think the prime minister's approach might have been a strategy to allow Golding to unleash, to unsuit her, and then he would be and come back and stamp out his points point by point by point, because he knows at this bewitching hour who he's going after. I think it might have been a strategy.
And to Rashon's point about being rattled, I don't think the Prime Minister was rattled. I think the Prime Minister was demonstrating passion, because here's a man who's been under attack for more than a year. Yes? And he got some blows. Yeah? Golding started throwing the blows early on. And then...
Sir, may I tell you something? And if it weren't for the fact that things was going so good in Jamaica, and that persons was getting real help, and that this government done so much good for the country, I would want PNP to win, just to punish the Jamaican people them who decide to run behind Bucky Master. Because they have no substance, and it clear as day. So they can't go run the economy. All know we don't see a plan in their manifesto or otherwise as to how they will grow the economy of Jamaica. All know, You know what them a say? Them a project. Them a project. So what happen if a projection not happen? If you are predicting to use money that is not there yet, why if one next barrel come? Why if an earthquake come to Jamaica and stop the country from move for a good 2 months or so? What gonna happen then? Because that the growth they gonna falter, So if your plan is solely based on predicted growth, right? And the money what we have yet, plus our expenses in our country are grow because we have to find more money to pay people, pay public sector wages, all of these things, right? We have to continue to buy police equipment. We have to fix up we hospital them. We have to build more. We have to continue to buy equipment. Those expenses are rising day by day. So if you are setting your whole agenda and predicted growth, what happen if something happen and set us back? Mark Golding will go to the net international reserves of our country. Michael Manley did it. And Jamaica paid dear. It took us. As a matter of fact, me have a voice note to play for when me get from one away who subscribed to them last night. Me want to listen to this. We are going to get back to the Cliff Hughes tape and finish that. But me want to listen to this.
Hi, DUJON. I sit down here and listening to your podcast, and I had a conversation with my grandmother, who's 90-something, about 96. And she, what she shared with me? She said to me, lightning strike twice in one place. Some people say it don't, but it does. It took Jamaica, DUJON, 36 years to go back to where it was in 1989. 36 years, DUJON.
That is all
I can't afford for PNP. I'll get Jamaica mash it up because 36 years, me not sure me there around. 36 years, DUJON. And when I went and do the research, she was not wrong. Can you imagine? She said the only difference is in 1989, we were just we are just a fingertip ahead of where Jamaica was in 1989, poised and ready to take off. And the Jamaican people went and voted for a man who never had a vision, never had a plan.
Jamaica, we better wake up, else we will head down the road there again. And this a time, dog shall nyam with supper. You know, hear me I tell you no? We have one chance to fix it now. It take 36 years to fix. See? And PJ them could have fixed it when things did easy and time did easier and they chose not to. Instead they chose their political party and PNP. See? If you don't listen to Mark Golding's speech last night, Mark Golding's speech was geared towards his supporter and the PNP. Andrew Holness was talking to Jamaica and the undecided voters. That's the difference between both men.
The blows early on. And then he realized and came into his own and started to counterpunch. Yeah, I don't think that was Rattler. I think that was a man who realized time to take off the gloves now and to show passion, yeah, and to look at Golding and tell him that he's a liar.
I think some of this disagreement kind of reflects the disagreements that will exist among different types of people who watch the debate. So, for example, there might be viewers of the debate who are not as familiar with the historical matters dealing with corruption and integrity, who might not have known that the PNP has been beating the horse of the integrity of the Prime Minister for this long a period of time, or who might have a short window of short frame of focus within which they have engaged with this political cycle, who might have just seen the debate, seen Mark Gold.
Guys, make certain to subscribe to the channel, you know. See? And please, you know, get me to 250 thumbs up. We not go off the record as it relates to thumbs up, but just get me to at least 250 thumbs up. And please make certain to subscribe. And remember that we are live this evening, 6 p.m. Yeah, so we're live in the morning and we're live in the evening, 6 p.m. And guys, me soon going back at work, so then 2 live soon stop. See, now me do my best for keep them up, but you know, me soon going back at work, my people. So, you know, make certain that subscribe and turn on the post notification bell so we're live later on. How do we know?
Attacking, and at least in the first half of this debate, seeing the Prime Minister dodge some of the questions of integrity. And I do wonder how many voters that is who would have seen that difference in tone and in posture and been more attracted to Mark Golding because of that. So unlike you, who, you know, who you would see the Prime Minister's reaction as passion in the end, they
have some people in Westmoreland, and when me dey on the ground at Westmoreland, and me interact with them, and I ask, what is the problem? Why you not like Andrew Holness? Andrew Holness a thief. Okay, it stated clearly that Mark Golding, Peter Bunting, and Chris Deering, you know, stitch up things in their favor and got rich from it. Now, that is clear. That is on record. And I will say to these people, okay, tell me what Andrew Holness stole. Andrew Holness a thief, he have 28 bank account. Me not have nowhere near 1 million US dollar. Andrew Holness have 1 million US dollar. Me not have nowhere near that. And me have 15 account already. Plus loan account, all kind of different account. See? I mean, I'm nowhere near Andrew Holness money. What's wrong with having 28 bank account? By the way, the Prime Minister have 8 account. 8 personal account. See? How comes they not ask Mark Golding last night about him 32 personal account when he have? Because all of the questions was geared towards rattling the Prime Minister to give Mark Golding the edge. And this is why I can't like some of them journalists. I not call no name that night. Say, I not call no date. See? I'm big up that night. Much respect, my brother. See? When you ask these people in Westmoreland, you know, there was a period in Westmoreland where murders got out of control. You know where people them fight over? Eh? Bad mind. Friend start kill friend because friend have more than friend. Bad mind. So enough time when you see certain things happening in Jamaica, bad mind cause it is bad mind the PNP them bad mind and them not like Andrew Holness because enough of them will live in a garrison. They not aspire for greatness like Andrew Holness. Them not aspire to greatness like me. Them not aspire to greatness like enough of no. Them trap in their mind. Them trap in their mindset. Then tell themselves say, oh, I'm born in a poverty. I'm a poor. I'm a come see my mother. This and my father that. And then tell themselves, you know, me just getting out of my bed and go work. And if me I get 30,000 and I can manage to save 10,000 a week at the end of the month, that's 40,000. And if I can do that for a year, me I want to look at change. And if I can do that over 2 years, me I want to look at change. And if I can throw one partner and put on that, I can buy one look at old car. Then I tell themselves, say, me I go take my time and elevate myself because every PNP believes say you have to get up and reach overnight. But then I like when time I know them I do it. See? And that is a problem in Jamaica. But we'll listen to the rest of Cliff Hughes and then we'll get into, you know, breaking down everything. I will give a monologue.
In the end, they may have seen it as just a successful attempt on the part of Mark Golding to agitate the Prime Minister on something that he seemed to be running away from at the start.
Professor Blake, I want you have studied the politics, yeah, in academia. And Nadine, can you tell me, a general election in Jamaica since 1972?
Shanice, Elroy, I want to win now. I see you hide him. I don't know if an accident you do it for. Elroy, I want to win.
That corruption was a decisive factor in determining the outcome. Brooks?
None.
I thought you asked Dr. Blake. I thought you asked Dr. Blake.
Blake?
No, I can't think of one. No.
I think in Patterson's time, there were a lot of public conversations about scandals.
Okay.
Audley Shaw and Siaga broke a scandal a week, we would say then. And they spent how many years in the political wilderness?
Thank you, Madarita.
One.
Yeah.
And didn't
4 consecutive terms.
It did not. People didn't.
And we are seeing it now in the polls. We are seeing it in the polls.
Yeah.
Where at this juncture, the Prime Minister, the Jamaica Labour Party, is very competitive going into the election. We are about to release our Blue Dot polls beginning tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock. And it's not a factor.
People want political goods.
Yeah.
Infrastructure, roads, development, education. This issue is not having traction.
You know, Prof, I don't know. You probably know this too. When we study politics and you look at this lens, the theories through which you explain political behavior, one of the theoretical frameworks that I studied certainly when I was doing my master's was called the materialist, post-materialist debate.
So 4 minutes left tonight, my people. We just listen it out and then I'll give my summarization of everything. And believe me, my people, you know, while I said at the beginning of the first live before we had to start over, you know, I am actually glad that we had a debate last night and Mark Golding showing true colors that him is a big waste man, you know, have no integrity, no decorum, no dignity, and we know now that the PNP and Mark Golding back Jailan Silvera in killing Melissa Silvera because Mark Golding himself no respect for female. And I know something we did hide. We always know say PNP, they don't love woman. That's why they deal with Mama P. So
do people who are seeking to benefit from political leadership want. And we talk about those who are described as being post-materialist, i.e., you know, we can now talk about the environment, we can now talk about animal rights, we can talk about what are considered to be post-material conversations because people are now at the point where their basic needs are met, perhaps more than the basic needs are met. Housing is sorted out, So we know we can consider the rights of our pets, you know, and so there are some people in the world who are seen to be living under post-material conditions, but some are living under material conditions. They're still concerned with housing, food, and so on and so forth. And because most of our population to this date are still concerned about the material conditions of life, when they hear politics, they listen for what will impact them right now. And that is why so many people are not paying so much attention to the conversation about corruption, because that does not necessarily impact how their lives will move from point A to point B.
Professor Blake?
Yes, I agree. And when you combine that or compound.
So for Jerome or Jermaine, sorry. Jermaine, that is Jermaine Small, was a Valentina, he had to use money to buy a house where him get it. I guess Jermaine don't know that you only need a percentage of that money to put down a deposit to get a match. You know, and the Prime Minister house in Beverly Hills or wherever they call it, Cherry Gardens or wherever it is. It is a mortgage house. You have a mortgage money. So I guess PNP might be thinking, and this is why them say they can't find the 12 million and the 15 million because they think them have to go find it one time to buy it. No, you get a mortgage and you take a time and you pay the amount of money that the mortgage set a month time. So it's like you're paying rent, but a year property you own. At the end of you paying off the money, you don't have to pay no more. That is it, Jermaine. So just in case PNP don't know, you don't need the whole 15, 16, even 20 or 30 million. You just need a percentage of it to put down on the house as a deposit. Saying in some cases you can get even a house now under the current NHT plan without a deposit. See? And the interests are very low. So the government will lend you up to 7.5, 9, 13 million, 18 million, 23 million if you want somebody else. See, there are plans out there to help Jamaicans. We just don't have the house because in the 19 years when PNP in a government, PNP in a bill, it 200,000 houses so we did need in a Jamaica. And that, you know, Bruce Golding couldn't do it because Bruce Golding never stayed there long enough. See, Andrew try to do it now, but him have to balance that with every other thing. We need road, we need the hospital, we need clinic, we need police station, we need all of these things. So him have to balance, it's a balancing act. I want to make PNP done, sir. Mighty God. We continue to listen.
Sense that people have a greater sense of security. They feel a little bit safer, right? The environment in Jamaica is that much safer now, and people are seeing the results of it. And so, you know, I think, you know, the JLP have a strong record to run on. The Prime Minister laid that out. As I said earlier before the debate, that Golding has the burden, the greater burden to show how in economy, infrastructure, in crime, how are you going to continue the good things, build on the things that aren't going well, and take Jamaica to the next step. And if I was an uncommitted voter tonight, I would leave this space saying, okay, Golding sounded quite aggressive. He was very critical of the Prime Minister's integrity, which is, we know that was coming anyways. But in terms of, is there a clear roadmap going forward for myself, for my children? There are still a lot of question marks on the Golding side. The Prime Minister laid out a roadmap and he's saying, trust me, give me one more term to finish the job.
Right, I think that's where we're going to wrap it this.
All right, my people. So, my summarization, what I saw last night, his purse is not calling out Mark Golding. There was one occasion where Diane Jackson Miller herself asked a question and she rebutted. I mean, she had a follow-up question as it relates to the same question, and Mark Golding still did not answer the question, and he was let off. Now, there was a point where Diane Jackson Miller asked the Prime Minister a question and then had a follow-up question, and then the Prime Minister shut her down. The Prime Minister shut her down and then proceed to say that there's no investigation in him and all his assets are in Jamaica. They are above board. The Jamaican people knows about him. Mark Golding things them offshore. So because they're offshore, we don't even know. We don't even know, my people, what Mark Golding has. See? Or what he really has. What is his true wealth? Nobody don't know because everything offshore and the government can't touch what is offshore. See? So, my summarization is people are rewarding Mark Golding for telling lies. Mark Golding have no integrity. Mark Golding is a big stinking load, a dog diddy, if you ask me. Full stop. Anybody want Bex? Me no care. Mark Golding not mind me. See? And this is a liberal democracy. Same like how no free if you say Andrew a thief, and Andrew nose big, and Andrew wife a thief. Me free if you say Mark Golding is a big stinking load, a dog shit. That's my summarization of him, and he has no credibility. And we don't know who him. See, he need to lift up and lift up place. Full stop. Now, as it relates to journalists being attacked in Jamaica, it is the PNP we hear on multiple occasions calling nationwide by name, singling out nationwide. You not tell me when you never hear a member of the Jamaica Labour Party call any news network in Jamaica by name and singling them out. You not tell me. Never. It has never happened under this administration, certainly. See? PNP and their surrogates, all I know, is a big set of insignificant dunce, a set of invertebrate, come like some. Sure. I better step the time, people. See? Why is it that the PNP supporters refuse to emancipate themselves from mental slavery? I, as a black young man that is working and working legally, see, growing asset, I don't want a white man to come tell me, say, a thief me, thief that. See, when we know for a fact say that said white man, almost everything we have, we ain't even born with, a thief then thief and game. Eh? You don't remember that Jamaicans? Eh? You don't remember where I come from? Eh? Everything we Mark Golding born with, the gold spoon we Mark Golding born with in our mouth, a thief then thief and game. Criminal then criminal and game. But Andrew Holness will come now as a black man. We are working way up in a society. Go to school, take him book. Phone pick me, you know. That is an example of what your child could have been. Every Jamaican should have been proud of Andrew Holness today. Every single Jamaican. Whether you are PNP or JLP, you should be proud of where Andrew Holness is as a black Jamaican man. But instead of not bad mind him and saying thief because you're black, you're not supposed to have that the wealth, the kind of born in a greatness, you're not born rich. So when you get the money from? People can't work and rich, you know. Maybe through your PNP you can't understand so people can't work and rich, but people can't work and rich. I have seen it. We buy school bus we picking them. If you don't see bus them out then Chris. But PNP, through them say the bus them look like ancient days a bus, but then I realize say I just saw them make them bus there. I just saw them make them bus there, you know. If you look so, you know. That don't mean that they're old, right? A bus that is 9, 10, 15-year-old, it is a little bit age, but it is workable. Most of the vehicle, them 78% of vehicle coming to Jamaica is between 6 and 10 years old. 75% of all buses and lorries, meaning trucks, that come in our country, they are 15 years up to 20 years old. See? And if we just do a little bit of research, we will see these things. These buses, they're in pristine condition. See? And them are going to carry some food own and picking them. See, the government buy them for all Jamaican use. No Pitney and no Labour Right or PNP. And them are going to use them. And stuck up in no ways the government to take off burden off of UNO. What do you find $1,000 a day if you send Pitney go to school if you take taxi alone plus lunch money? The government say $100 can carry Pitney go to school back and forth now. That take off look a burden off of you as a parent pocket. You don't see them something there? You not gonna make color blind, you know? Eh? No for who a ball so they can't afford house. They not even attempt. They have not even attempt to capture a piece of land and buy 2 ply and conjure up something. So where them all get the first dollar for put on deposit? Eh? No for who you see on TikTok a complain about house can't buy and this and that. They don't have the first dollar to put on the deposit. And then have the first dollar to buy piece of ply to conjure up somewhere. But them a complain say no house now. Get up and go look, work. I work I go save you. Nobody now come to save you. If you don't think Mark Golding a come to save you now with 3.5 million, where work where you have to earn 3.5 million in the first place? Somebody tell me. Eh? You no get up and go like you no eat that and see what happened to Jamaica. You hear me tell you? You no get up and behave like you no eat that and see what take place with you down there. Because we go through it already, you know. 2 times, you know. We go through it with Manly. Manly crash the economy. Luckily, things did alright them the kind of time that Edward Seaga spent 9 years at Billy back. And in Billy back in a 9 years the economy restarted. But we never give him enough time and he just need one more chance to finish the job. And re-elect Manly without a plan. Same like how not try to elect Mark Golding without a plan. Where is the plan to run the economy? We can't get road. We can't get water. This is why enough place now have water because PNP could run the economy run the economy for enough place water. Enough place still now have water. 900,000 Jamaicans now have water right now. Potable water. And PNP did 19 years in the government. You know why? They could not grow the economy. We have some people that is trusted now and trusted by international people. Trusted by business in the country. Business confidence is up. My people. See? We must keep them there. You remember, somebody tell you, you know. I don't have to stay at Jamaica. And I can take my close family them I have when me there. But you know we have to live down there. You know take heed. The PNP also in the 90s crashed the economy again. And it took Andrew Holness up till now to fix it, to stabilize it. We are now pivot for growth now. See? So we are going to take off now in our next term because continuation helps the situation. When Mark Golding then come, they are going to dismantle what was already built instead of building on it. That is what has happened for many years. When Edward Seaga built up back the middle classes after Manly tear it down. And Edward Seaga built back the middle classes, PNP couldn't bear because of bad mind. Then go in there and then crash the economy purposely just to take away middle classes did have. Mark Golding then do it purposely. Then go and then purposely crash the economy so they can take away the middle classes did have. You know hear me I tell you? And Mark Golding will do it again because they like when you dunce. They like when you uneducated because as long as you uneducated and dunce, you will need the PNP. This government is telling you, hey, say hook, line, and bait you. Go and go catch fish. Nobody now go come save you. No white people now will save you. When you hear me I tell you in Jamaica, we have to look after the best interests of our country. We must stand proud. We must stand tall as a black nation. See? And we must look after ourselves. And that the Prime Minister tell you. Nobody now come giving on reparations. It would be nice. But while we are waiting for that, let us build up for our country, for ourselves and we're picking them. Not for we all, we are going dead soon. What happened to we picking them and we grand picking them to come? What happened to that? We don't want a better country for them. Andrew Holness $1 million US when have can't done, you know. For Mark Golding 250 million when have he can't done. US, he can't done. Mark Golding Pitney then can live and dead and Grand Pitney live and dead 100 years and then still rich. But you know one bad mind Andrew Holness we have $1 million US. I don't know see nothing wrong with Mark Golding 250 million with him thief from we. Half of we back in rich. Eh? We don't need to fix up on a folly ground, Jamaica. Because if we don't fix up on a folly ground, I'm sorry for we as a nation because we are going to get set back again. Eh? Look man all of the good way Prime Minister do. And it beggars belief. Why the PNP could have sit down there for 19 years. 19 years and did not do not even this. Not even one look part. How the pain, how the labor right then do. Not even that. They could do. Not even one look piece. I don't come now, I go like so not eat that. But to try big up yourself. Them could turn around and I call it Prime Minister Thief Merlin. See? Because a man work and make something and achieve something and he take him book. And Mark Golding go in the Integrity Commission, go pay them off to tear down the Prime Minister image. That is what happened. That is what happened, Jamaica. Now, I read, I look a statement for you, as per usual. You know, someone want to beard me. There's 522 of us here. Big up all 253 persons who gave me a thumbs up thus far. Please subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber. Now, I read a statement for you, right? After the statement, I will be going through the comments. So, when I send in the comments, I will read them out. See? Mark J. Golding. Wealth and the weight of history. On the other side is the PNP leader, Mark Golding. A man whose wealth was built during the 1990s. A period marked by economic hardship for many Jamaicans. Golding's financial success widely attributed to sweetheart deals made possible by his party's influence at the time. While the average Jamaicans face rising taxes and a crumbling economy, Golding prospered Jamaica. Today, he confidently declares, and I quote, "Me make my money already," end quote. A statement that, while perhaps intended to show independence, also underscores a troubling disconnect for many voters. It raises concern about empathy, accountability. We know we have no accountability, we know we have no empathy based on what you say about the Prime Minister's wife last night. And the kind of leadership Jamaica needs in this moment. The real question, my people, who truly represents the people? So here we are, one leader accused of illicit enrichment without evidence, while the other has a documented history of benefiting from political connections during a time of national economic decline. The irony is hard to ignore, Jamaica. This election isn't just about parties' loyalty. It's about integrity, economic stewardship, and the future of Jamaica. Voters must ask themselves, Jamaica, who has demonstrated commitment to national progress without exploiting the public's purse? Who has shown results, not just rhetoric? As the nation stands at this crossroads, the choice is ours, Jamaica. Let's make it wisely. Let's choose Jamaica. Let's choose the Jamaica Labour Party. See? Let's get to some of my comments them now. I'm going to scroll up as far as I can so I can read as many as I can. See? And big up enough of this morning. There's lots of new people. So big up to all of my day one them. Big up on yourself and know who to be. I can call out I can read every comment this morning. But I will start right here. So Sanji West say, God bless you. Big up yourself, Sanji. Vivette Smith say, PNP have no substance. Big up yourself, lifestyle politics. Special school buses. The children know them from TV, exactly. Chris Schooler say, fuck Andrew Win. Hot Girl Joan say, we don't want people to kill our kids. We have to go with the bus that the kids is safe, exactly. Rohan, big up yourself, my boss. Work safe. And invest, flip the money, then be your own boss, exactly. Jamaica must have bus like foreign. We are foreign now. Alright, lifestyle politics. 1 p.m. win by far, Vivette say. Elizabeth McCullough say, yes, JLP won the debate, like it or not, leave it over here. Alright, leave over here, sorry. Prudence say, who was that fool talking about the Prime Minister was rattled? He is one of the opposition operatives, most definitely. But we welcome them, must always leave them here to hear the truth, because we only speak truth and facts over here. Andrew is the son of the soil and have given his best years of giving service to Jamaica. We appreciate and love him. He deserves a third term. Exactly. Chris said them fool. Monica Tennant said the Prime Minister is not rich. 1 million US and no money, man. And money that we can't done, You see me? But him taking time. I do him. Another thing that they never call out Mark Golding pan last night, my people. Mark Golding took the raise and then I say, pan stage say, Andrew put up money for him and him people them. When he knows that Andrew not taking money and him take it. We don't want that distasteful, disgraceful dickhead than that, man. Eh? Mr. Maserati said, dirty blood clot, junker PNP, you move on a dirty bad self from over years. Jaja, you take the time with them there. Ask PNP if like can win debate, Paulette Blake say. And Rohan said, no, Shani say to Rohan, enough of them no know that cause them no have no ambition. Exactly. And Jen say, Dujon, I love my PM because I know the struggles. Exactly. Many of us know the struggles. Many of us know the struggles. Me grew up come see my auntie and her husband have 2 ladder. Then them buy 2 of the long ugly deported them a Toyota one. Them remember them one? I think they one they about 1989 or 91, and then they upgrade them to the Toyota round back like a police shape, 100 them. See? So me see my auntie and her husband own car throughout the year. And them alright. Them alright. My band consider that. Janet Cameron say, see the PM call Marky G Romed last night. Yes. That kind of make your boss Bex like a bit to start go off for your boss wife. Mark and the PNP will pay dearly on September 3rd. No joke. The PM tell the Jamaican people that they need to hear to make one of the most important decisions of their lives. Exactly. On my way to Jamaica now from CT, I will be talking to you guys from Jamaica this evening. Alright, Jacqueline, safe travel. And everybody wanna go in, go. But put on an X beside the bell and do not spoil the ballot them. We'd have done a demonstration in the last StreamYard live that we did. So now watch back that, and there's an example of how to vote in there. So for all of the young persons them that is watching that will vote for the first time, wanna just take the instruction and don't spoil the ballot. Every vote count. I must get rid of the PNP them. See? These buses were made the way for safety. Instead of the engine put inside the bus, they put the engine at the front of the bus. Exactly. Meltina said, good morning, my brother. I just wake. I give you all your top ups. I hope you reach your mark. Yeah, man, we are going good, man. We are going good. Panelica channel, and I think we're there 10,500 odd now. Couple people probably subscribe so far, so we are going good. I'm up on ourselves. We love the local community where we are developed. I consider most of we as family. We have 1 and 2 PNP with an ambition, but then welcome. We welcome them here so they can learn something. The live that I did yesterday, where I went through some history, that live is actually doing good as well. So big up everybody that has been commenting on it, and please share it so Jamaican can know the history of what we went through under the People's National Criminal Organization. See, they are no longer the PNP and the Mark Golding, my people. They are now the People's National Criminal Organization. But we shall be sending them into oblivion in the near future. Those Neanderthals, those cavemen, those invertebrate, they have no backbone. See, they have no self-esteem. They cannot match up to our selfless Prime Minister who has put Jamaica first and put Jamaica on his back. See? All the Duns people think that Mark won the debate exactly. True, because they are waiting on handouts. That is PNP behavior. Them think say somebody will come give them $1 million and say, hey, see $1 million, yeah, hey, see one pro boxer, hey, see one axio, yeah, hey, see one house, yeah, and when me get a house, hey, see electricity are free, see water are free, and every month you can collect 10,000, and 100,000, and then every month you can collect your gas money. So they feel say they feel live. They don't want to work. And if we don't work, how government will get money? We don't know natural commodities anymore. We don't know oil, backside, not really go with nothing. We don't know gold. So we don't know mineral like that hardly. So we have to sell our country as a tourism destination. See? That's the only thing we really have that is going on right now. And by fixing crime and criminality, it is paying. It is bringing in more money. Something that the PNP failed to do because they benefit from crime and criminality. Remember when Andrew Holness stand up in a parliament and beg Peter Bunting? You don't remember that? Beg Peter Bunting, said, please, we go after a gang them. Peter Bunting refused. So we get government after him ball out. Why? We are going dead. Good man are going to kill we. Why God me a beg intervene they do. And God send Andrew Holness come give we. You don't remember that? Send Andrew Holness and Horace Chang come and see what Andrew Holness and Horace Chang fix the problem. I know we got benefit from more tourism because more and more people as Jamaica get safer and safer. We need to fix the road issue though. I said that yesterday morning. We need to fix the road issue. As the road then fix and get better, we are buy better and better car, faster and faster car, and we now upgrade the brake them. Sometimes we buy one Axio, you have 2 this wheel, but then fast enough where you can convert the drum them at the back into 2 more this wheel. Them they give more stopping power, and we need to start do the little thing them people. And we need to start other vehicles coming with 4 this wheels. Them they could see for my people. Then give more stopping power. Alright, I'm skip out to heap of them because people still a comment. Alright, come up and say, so the PNP them out, them call a Kenny, we are PNP, I put in fist and heart. Big up yourself, Kenny. Alright, me start so. Alright, me start at Prudence. The rise corrupt opposition cult group is full of empty rhetoric. Always no substance, yes. Shanice John Black say good morning. Carlene say I am choosing Jamaica. Kenny say 1 PNP. Mr. Maserati say it grieves me to the core to see all these comrades disrespecting our own son of the soil. Comrades no education, You remember says that education thing, you have to have education as self. You have to first love yourself. Can love your brethren and love your brother and even love your sister. I remember say we grew up in a culture of self-hate, and comrades are normally like that, and them grew up in a situation where most comrades grew up in some kind of garrison, right? And them the people that treat them picking worse and tell them say they ugly, they don't go from your drunkard dog. So then look at thing that we grew up with. Me used to get it from my comrade mother too, So them little thing they grew up, but you have to rise above. You have to want better for yourself, because nobody not gonna want better for you. Sometimes if your own mother, your own father bad mind, we go through them the things they are Jamaica, Sometimes you end up and make something of yourself and your own mother or father when you do not with for them life. Them bad mind, and them not tell themselves, I'm a picking and me never get it, so make them get it. It a go benefit me when me older. So we see them thing that all the while. Mark is bent on destroying the PM and his wife. He's moving up the wealth and business, but he, on the other hand, is losing his companies. Exactly. I hope that Jamaica Gleaner and the Observer put out a copy of that piece of paper Mark Golding present last night. No later than tomorrow morning. Me want to see that too. Until me see that, Mark Golding is not a Jamaican. Yes, Kenny, it's 1 PNP, but it's not this one. This PNP is disgrace, being led by Allah. I wonder if PNP people know 1 PNP, which was Mama P and probably Peter Phillips and probably even PJ Patterson. Rise United is a different whole organization from the PNP, and they will change it should they get power. they will change it. You know, they have ruined Norman Manley Party, my people. The Rise United cult. Where were we? Mark Junkie Golden want a box crossing field. Alright, don't know about that lick him. Take that with hey, bees, go and check window. Prudence Roxy. What that? Beat. I left the comment there. 1 million US can only buy about 4 to 6 houses, and that done. That is no money for the privacy. Exactly. And that the PNP them a kill up themselves over chi man, I want to look 1 million US put on. Eh? Not even put on at that in whole asset combined. Come up to 1 million US. In house, in land, everything we own, that it come up to 1 million US. I don't know that. You don't have 1 million US children in a bank, my people. Mark Golding have it. Enough more. You know. Erica Smith said good morning. John Black bless up. John Black Chinese said good morning. Carnell said John Black heart I love every time family. Kenny still a put up fist and heart. Kenny, you need to emancipate yourself from mental slavery, my boss. Then you got your locked up, your pent up in a PNP. You know. When me ask my cousin them, I tell you the story all the while. Me ask my cousin them down a Savlamar. Say, why not a PNP? Them tell me say, them a PNP cause Papa a PNP. And those cousins me older than them, you know, people. I'm in a band can't see Papa, you know. I not even ever see a picture of Papa. I don't think camera Papa. See? I don't know how Papa look. And them say, them a PNP because of Papa. You can't make it up, my people. You can't make it up. You know? Wednesday morning, bright and early, me first voting for Andrew Michael Holness and the Jamaica Labour Party. Alright, Delroy Morris said all these women in Jamaica who SRH, what that be? Jamaican man. No respect woman, but they support a white man in front of them. I disrespect a great Jamaican woman. Shame, man. PNP are dark. Me tell you something, man. You see people that support PNP, they're sick in their head. I don't know if they don't realize, but I can't well thinking people them. When I was going to school, the bus driver and the conductor love feel up the kids them. Our kids are now safe. We have cameras on the buses. Exactly. Shanice. You know, me used to see it myself when I go to school. I used to see taxi man them, you know, I mess around the little girl picking them. I never like it none at all. You know. Me even confront one of my classmates about it because she did have a taxi man. You know what she tell me say? She tell me say schoolboy money done per Friday. You know? So you know, thank God we have a bus system for we girl picking them now. And them can be a bit safer now. You know, we still need to do a whole heap of checks and balances, but you know, at least we know say government are try to make them safer. Andrew, you are a good man because the kids them love you. God bless you, sir. Well, alright, my people. We did almost 2 hours doing this morning. We are live this evening. Please subscribe if you're here for the first time. Turn your post notification bell on. We'll be live this evening, 6 p.m. Jamaica time. I want to look on the blue dot poll now myself, see what I say. And please, if you're a PNP and you're here, subscribe as well. We always have something for you. See? Big up on yourself. Much love, much respect. Big up all 449 persons who is still here. Big up all 298 persons who gave me a thumbs up. Much love, much respect. We soon this evening. Shower Liberate.